Hello everyone, this is Lucy05 and welcome to the Cobra Command Center toy review. And today's review will be looking at the 2010 release by Hasbro of the Iron Man 2 action figure review. And today's action figure review we're looking at series number 23, the comic series War Machine. Now it took me many months to actually get this figure, especially before even the movie Iron Man 2 came out. They started to stock up these figures. But the problem is Hasbro tend to deliver a box to stock in with one or two of this figure. So by the time I want to get it, people already gotten it. It's a hot selling action figure in the current market right now. So I got this figure in a toy shop and it cost me 45 ringgit. Current retail market price is 39 ringgit and 90 cents. Yeah, so it's 5 ringgit more expensive, but so difficult just to get this figure. The reason I want to get this figure because it is sort of mostly resembled to the Marvel Legends, the Toy Biz Marvel Legends War Machine, except that the face is much more well done, and I really wanted to get this figure. Now this figure comes with the 3 cards for you to mix around with the armor cards itself, with the other rest of the figures that you have. You can mix around with it and make a combination of a weird amalgamation of a armored suit. We have the action figure itself, and you have the 2 effect gimmicks. This one is the missile launchers, and the other one is for the minigun. It's really nice touch. It looks exactly, similarly, just like in the Toy Biz Marvel Legends, except they tweak quite a lot on this figure. But we'll take a closer look at this figure later on. At the back we have the bio, and this section here you got the War Machine figure at the back here, and the rest of the older series. Series number 22, the first appearance classic Iron Man armor, the bulky rust bucket. Series number 25, the Crimson Dynamo. Series number 26, the classic red and gold Iron Man armor. So without further ado, I already babbled long enough. Let's open up this packaging so I can molest the toy. Be right back. And we're back after removing the figure and the rest of the stuff out from the packaging. Now let's take a look at the base stand, which I forgot to mention earlier. Now this is a typical Iron Man 2 base stand. There's a peg there for you to place it at the bottom heel of the figure itself. Once placed in, you lift the figure up and it still stays on. It's quite tight and it's good. It's not as loose as the rest of the figures. Crimson Dynamo kept on falling off from time to time, so does the first appearance classic Iron Man armor. So this one is still good. Now, like all my Iron Man 2 reviews, I always have a problem with this base stand because they will include a empty slate there, but they don't bother to put the name of the figure. So I find it really stupid for them to actually waste money on plastic by adding this in but not do anything with it. Here we have the 3 slots for you to fit the armor cards as shown here. There's 3 armor cards here. You can mix and match with the armor cards with the rest of the other Iron Man 2 action figures. You got the base armor for the torso, body, and the next card will be the legs, and the final card will be the arms and the head. Next we have the gimmicks itself. You got the missiles being launched by the missile launcher. The missiles are painted in white, and actually the entire plastic is actually quite soft and sticky for some reason. The bottom part of the missile itself is in green. As you notice, there's some red spot here. I'm not too sure why there's a red spot there. Maybe quality control problem. Bottom part of the missile itself is those smoky effect, painted in smoky color, and you actually place it at the missile launcher like so. Very nicely done. Next we have the minigun effect. It's also a soft plastic, translucent clear plastic in yellow, looks like pea color, and then all you have to do is just slot it at the minigun itself, and there you have it. Looks very nice. Next we'll take a look at the figure itself, the sculpt and the paint job. Now the paint job, the irons are really nicely done. It's red. Even the targeting system on the side of the head itself is also painted. So does the minigun on top of the minigun itself. It's also painted with a targeting system. The entire armor itself is actually not bad. It's actually not bad paint job. However, it's a bit too blue for majority part of the armor itself. The armor is supposed to be more in black, just like at the back of the packaging or in the comic itself. Well, there is a version of War Machine that is a bit blue, but this is a bit overdoing it. But the sculpt itself for the entire figure is absolutely amazing. It looks exactly just like in the comic book. Unlike the Toy Biz version, the Toy Biz Marvel Legends version for the War Machine figure, where the face looks kind of off. This one looks exactly just like in the comic. I really love the head sculpt. The targeting system is well done as well. The body itself is very detailed. You've got the auto cannon or pulse cannon on the right arm of the forearm itself. Then there's another cannon here, a smaller cannon. I think it's a pulse cannon, I'm not too sure. Shoulder pads, legs, the back of the figure itself is quite detailed. The minigun is also quite detailed as well, very nicely done. So does the missile launcher pack there. Next, we take a look at the articulation. The minigun actually can pivot up, go side to side, and go back down. So does the missile launcher, that does the same thing. Head, however, cannot pivot up and down at all, can't even turn 360 degrees. It goes left and right, and that's about it. There is no torso articulation at all, unlike the Crimson Dynamo, despite that he is quite limited with the torso articulation, but it can move slightly a little bit. This one, I'm not too sure why they even bothered putting a torso articulation when it can't even turn. There's no waist articulation as well. The shoulder pad is actually articulate, it goes all the way up. Now with the shoulder pads down, it can go back and forth this much, but with the shoulder pad up, it can go all the way up like so, to the back and to the sides as much as shown here. Problem is, once you want to do something like this, the shoulder pad is all the way up, it looks kind of goofy. Looks really weird. Elbow here can actually bend this far and turn 360 degrees. Wrist articulation can turn 360 degrees. I really don't like the hip articulation, the ball joint, because the peg is pegged onto this kind of direction rather to the sides like so. So you have to twist the ball joint and twist the swivel tie. And the leg actually moved this far. There's a swivel tie that turns 360 degrees, double jointed knee, ankle can actually turn 360 degrees, pivot downwards and upwards. So let's equip him with all the stuff just to make him look awesome. Overall, I really like this figure. Problem is, I really don't like the shoulder pad and the torso articulation. Paint job is okay, but the sculpt is absolutely amazing. So if I'm gonna give a rating out of this figure, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't even give a 9 out of 10, because why bother giving him a torso articulation when he doesn't even move at all? And the shoulder pad is really bad in design. I really like the sculpt of the shoulder pad, I just don't like the way the articulation for the shoulder pad. So 8 out of 10. I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.